What's up, motherfuckers? What is up, you guys? We are finally back. If you have been following us on social media, then you know we have been saying we were going to come back soon.
It's been about a year. How long has it been?
It might have been a year for real. I'm not even going to lie. Like, we've been slacking.
Growth.
I know we've been going for a minute, you guys. Like, my hair is probably like right here.
And I probably was like 50 pounds lighter.
No.
Okay. Boom.
Alright, so, but we are back officially, you guys. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up just for us coming back. We're going to put out videos a lot more frequently, so don't worry. We're not leaving y'all for a minute. So, basically, this video is just going over our fostering journey from beginning to where we are now.
Because a lot of people have been asking, how did y'all start? What did you have to go through? How was the approval process? And they wanted to know about our first placement. So we're going to go through all of it and give as much information as we can. There's not a lot of things we can disclose about
our actual placement.
Right.
We can disclose a lot of stuff. So, from...
a lot of stuff.
So, we started our classes November 2018.
If y'all remember, that was right before her surgery.
Right. So we had did 2 classes right before my surgery. I had surgery and we had to stop. So then that was really it. We started going to Saturday. It was Saturday classes that we started
8 hours.
going to. Yes. So we had did 16 hours before I had my surgery. Then after my surgery, we picked it back up in April.
We had to wait until April.
Yeah. So we finished our last 3 classes in April. We went ahead and got our home study done by, I think we had to do 3 home studies. So they had to come in our house, basically inspect our house.
We had to redo everything. I mean, everything. We had to put locks on certain doors. We had to change our doorknobs. We had to basically baby-proof
our whole entire house, but like a baby-proof times 10 because we could consider baby-proofing like putting the little locks on the door that you can like use your finger press down and like scoot it off. No, it had to actually be locked behind a lock and key, certain things.
Like our alcohol, our knives, our scissors, our medication have to be locked.
Alcohol doesn't have to be locked, but we locked it because...
Yes, it does. For the age group that we want, it doesn't, but...
Right, but it didn't have to be locked, but we locked it because just as a precaution. But, yeah, so we finished our home study. We got officially approved to be a foster family on like August 19th, something like that.
And before all of this, y'all, we had to get physicals, drug tests. They had to go through our income. They had to go through and we had to get referrals from everybody we knew, including our employers, our co-workers, families, friends, like everybody we knew had to send in a referral.
We had to get fingerprinted. Aiden had to go and get his shot records.
He had to get a physical. I mean, we had to go through a lot.
It was a long process. I mean, it was worth it, but it was a very long process.
Very long. We had, like I said, we had to renovate our house, basically.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was worth it. We got our first call for a baby. He was...
Age or size?
3 months?
3 months.
He was 3 months. We got a call on September 19th for him to come into our home on October 1st. He was a medically fragile child. First, our what we were looking for in a child was not for them to be medically fragile. We had
some exceptions.
We did have some exceptions. But we were really like no equipment. No wheelchair bound.
Meaning no trach, no tubes in their nose, no tube. Like, we didn't want to have to deal with, like...
equipment, like, as far as things to help the child live.
We didn't want to be responsible for it.
We didn't want that.
Yeah.
So, we got a call, and they said that it was a medically fragile child that had a tube, but the tube should be removed before he leaves the hospital because he was doing very well. He had a brain injury. But
he had a lot of issues.
It was a lot of things
that we didn't even know about until after we said yes.
Right. So, we ended up bringing him home. Fell in love with him. He was amazing. If you follow us on social media, you've seen him.
I had a little heart over his face, but
we can't disclose what he actually looks like because of
he's
privacy,
not our child. Yeah,
privacy.
Basically, his mama could have sued us. Like,
right,
he's not ours, so
it wasn't about to go down like that. So
what happened go down like that?
Yeah, so he was an amazing child. The reason why I'm speaking in past tense at this point is because as of today, he has gone to be with another family. His condition had kind of gotten worse. I guess
he started to decline.
So it was more stressful for us to care for him because we felt like we weren't doing a good job and we weren't actually prepared to take care of a medically fragile child that severe. So
not only that, but he was supposed to be in all these therapies. He saw every specialist you could think of. Like,
it was a lot on us and having to deal with Aiden, and Aiden has autism, so it was a lot on him too. It was a lot on Jerry and myself. And when they told us that they could find him a home that could better suit his needs, we were like, you know what, it'll be selfish for us to say no, we want to keep him because of our own selfish reason when we know another family can provide better for him than we could. So we were like, you know what, okay. So this week actually was his last week with us. We dropped him off at another home that, the foster family has dealt with severe cases like this, and we've actually seen with our own eyes like the progress that she's helped with children that started off where he was, and we were like, we're confident that you can handle it. So right now we still are a open foster home. We're still praying for another placement. Our criteria is still no medically fragile children because we don't ever want to have to have another child leave our home because we feel like we can't do what we need to do as foster families or as foster moms. Which, it kind of sucks, but it kind of...
I'm almost glad that he was our first foster child, only because I feel like getting, I don't want to say the worst case, but getting like the most difficult case as your first case prepares you for the worst.
Right.
And we went through it. This is not for the faint of heart. Like, you have to go through like power tussles with birth families, and you go to doctor's appointments and doctors don't take you seriously because they're like, oh, you're just doing this for the money. And like, you would think like going into Walmart and like somebody asking, oh, is that your baby? No, this is my foster baby. That somebody would be like, oh wow, that's great. We get people looking at us like with disgust.
To the point where after like the second time, is that your baby? Yes. Yep. You don't need to know all of that. So
we've had people look at him and be like, oh my God, what is wrong with him?
Right.
Like, who asked that about a baby?
We had some weird behind questions asked to us, and it was kind of offensive. I don't know, because he had a tube, an NG tube, so it was going through his nose down to his stomach.
And a machine would push his formula straight to his stomach.
So we had people asking us, like, what's wrong with him? What happened? Why is he like that? And I'm like, golly, like...
And sometimes we just didn't want to have people in his business. And sometimes we would tell people, and then they would automatically assume we did it to him. And then that's a hard situation, a hard conversation to have. So a lot of times we didn't know what to say.
We just kind of...
Because, people are insensitive. Like,
we just kind of kept them kind of
we just covered them up. Like, we just made sure that when we were in the store, nobody could even see him. Because it's none of your business.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But, I didn't anticipate how difficult it would be mentally, physically, and even financially bringing, someone else's child into your home. Because that's not our kid. Like, yes, we're going to take care of them and love them as our own, but he still has a family who loves him a lot. And,
definitely worth it. Like, I wouldn't take any of it back. Not even him getting placed with us. Like, I wouldn't take that back for a second.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we sat down and we talked about it, and we were like,
in depth.
We were like, you know, if he wasn't here, we wouldn't know certain things. If we weren't here, we wouldn't have certain things. Like, we learned so many things just by having him placed in our home that we wouldn't have learned or known about if he wasn't here.
Exactly. And I'm glad we were able to have him as our first foster child so we could learn from it. So when the next child comes, maybe it'll be a little bit easier, but we know, you know, what we wouldn't have known if he hadn't been placed.
Exactly. I'm happy we're still foster moms. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. A lot of people wanted to know why I covered his face up. I know we addressed it for a second, but legally we are not allowed to post somebody else's child. He was not our child yet, even though he was in our care and in our custody. And a lot of people, I've started following some other foster families. They put a little scribble or a little heart over their little baby's face because you could get sued.
Right. It's not our child to share.
I know a lot of people wanted to see his cute little face. We're not at liberty to share that with you guys, or anything about his health or his case or his family. We can't. We literally can't. Which is part of the reason why we haven't been recording, because he was with us all the time and it was hard to not record him. So yeah, that was a big thing. A lot of people were assuming that we would be sad. Everybody's like, did Jerry cry? I think it was the best decision we could have made for him. I was excited. I was happy for him. Once I met his new foster family, I was like, oh, they're gonna get it done. They're gonna do what he needs to get. He gonna be on track. Like, I mean,
the first few nights this week, it was kind of weird. I was like,
yeah,
I would walk past his door and I'll be like, let me go check on him, and I'm like,
or I would be like, you hear a baby crying? Like,
right, because we used to have this music playing in his room at night, and when I get up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night,
I swear you be hearing it. Aiden be humming it.
Right, like bro, like I promise, it was just different. Yeah. But I mean, I am happy that he's in a better home. We checked on him. He's doing good over there. So I just, you know.
Yeah, they love him. They were happy because a lot of they have 2 foster children, and the youngest now is 7, and they were like, we wanted another baby. And I was like, well, glad y'all wanted a baby. I mean, it's weird going from having a baby to not, but it's obviously it's easier. You know, you get to, you know, do a lot less during the day. But yeah, I mean, that's our first experience so far.
Hopefully we have
waiting for the next call.
Quick.
Yeah, I mean, we are dedicated to this, y'all. This is what we want to do. So even if we change a kid's life within a week and then they're gone, we made an impact, and that's all that matters. Like, of course, we do eventually want to adopt out of this, but not every case is going to be an adoptable case.
And I mean, we learned that, and I think at the beginning we were kind of like, how could we have a child in our house and we don't want to adopt them, or how will it feel, this, that, and the other. I mean, I think after this first case, we kind of like sat back and talked about it and thought about it, and we were like, you know what, it's okay if every case doesn't end in an adoption. It's okay if every case doesn't end.
And you can love a baby with everything in you and still not be attached. Not only that, but we started thinking about, like, we had to get real with ourselves. We started thinking about, like, his future, and the doctors were telling us that he didn't have much of a quality of life, which really sucks for him. But we also were like, we didn't know we were prepared to take that on, like, for the rest of our lives. So, and that was okay. Like, we felt bad initially, but like a lot of nurses and people who were in our fostering agency were like, it's okay, y'all don't have to adopt him. He will find a good home, and he did. So, I mean, it worked out for the best. Yeah.
So if y'all have any questions, y'all can surely drop them in the comments. Y'all can DM us. Y'all can message us. Whatever. Follow us on social media. And I promise y'all, we're not going to leave y'all hanging with these videos. Stay tuned, because it's going to be some crazy stuff going on in this channel.
We're starting to pick up recording, because we want to share some things with you guys. Obviously, you haven't seen us in a while, so a lot of things have changed. And yeah, so we're trying to put out a video a week.
It might be more than a video a week.
Could be.
You gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, you guys. We'll see you guys in the next video.
We're literally about to record one right after this, because if we don't, it ain't getting done.
So don't sweat the same outfits, okay?
Boom.
Alright, see y'all later in the next video.
Boom.